This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and productive day. And in the news this morning for April 25, 2023, teacher arrested in connection with a disappearance of 13-year-old student. A St. Andrew-based educator has been taken into custody in connection with the disappearance of a 13-year-old student reported missing last week. Head of the St. Andrew South Police Senior Superintendent Kirk Ricketts told the news that the teacher was arrested on the weekend, hours after the child was found by police. SSP Ricketts says the child, who had been missing for several hours last week, was located by a citizen who contacted the police. He says the Center for the Investigation of Sexual Offenses and Child Abuse also has an interest in the teacher in relation to another incident. Judge denies Pathways a killer bail for his safety. Andre Ruddock, who has confessed to committing murder during a ritual at Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries in 2021, was denied bail on Monday due to the belief that he could become a homicide victim if he is released from custody. Additionally, Supreme Court Judge Vinette Graham Allen cited the possibility of him not showing up for trial based on the seriousness of the allegations against him. Ruddock is accused of murdering Tanika Gardner on October 17, 2021 during a ritual at the church in St. James. He allegedly cut Gardner's throat. The accused must be kept in custody for his own protection. The bail application is therefore denied, Justice Graham Allen said. This is a very celebrated case in Jamaica, not just in Montego Bay. The accused sees what is staring him in the face. He sees the seriousness of the case. I must be satisfied that he will return to face this court. I am not so satisfied. This court cannot find any conditions to put in place that he will return for trial. I am concerned about his safety, Graham Allen added. The judge said that while bail is seen as a right, it is not absolute, pointing out that the accused played two seminal roles at the church. Graham Allen highlighted that Ruddock had cared for animals at the church, but is alleged to have asked a witness if he wasn't planning on carrying out the instruction of the religious sect's leader, Pastor Kevin Smith, during the ritual. The witness said no. The accused walked off to where the deceased was. When he approached, she held her head down and he slit her throat. He confessed that he did it. The accused was apprehended by the police and placed before the courts. One person didn't do it, and he took it upon himself to do it, she said. Before the judge's decision, the prosecution indicated that it opposed the bail. I urge on you that this candidate is unfit and should not be granted bail, the prosecutor argued. We are opposing the bail application based on the strength of the evidence of his having committed the offense. It was on the 18th of October 2021 when the accused man said, I just murdered Miss Gardner. I am guilty of it. I have to take responsibility. I now move to the nature and the seriousness of the offense where he could have taken a knife and slit the throat of another human being. I want to rely on the expert report of Dr. Sewell, who indicated that this is a man of sound mind. There was no sign of a mental disorder, the prosecutor argued. Without any hesitation, he slashed the throat of a female. The intelligence received from the investigating officer is that the relatives of the deceased are upset about the manner in which the deceased was slaughtered and have vowed to kill Mr. Ruddock should he be released on bail. Ruddock's attorney Anthony Williams argued that his client has no previous convictions or arrest and insisted that he was a fit candidate for bail. He said that Pastor Smith had enormous influence on his congregation, pointing out that even Gardner had allegedly agreed that her throat was to be slashed in order for her blood to be cleansed. The deceased volunteered to Dr. Smith for her life to be taken. I am not saying she was right with what she did. This is not a case where Mr. Ruddock wantonly went and cut her throat. Mr. Ruddock told the doctor about the influence that Dr. Smith had on him. He said he was given something to drink and eat, and the next thing he knew was that he woke up in lockup. He also spoke to demons. The primary focus is whether or not Mr. Ruddock will turn up for trial if granted bail. The prosecution spoke to threats, which I find rather abhorrent. We would think that the police would use their powers to find the people who made the threats, the lawyer argued. 8 days after the deadly ritual, Smith died in a motor vehicle crash on the Linstead bypass in St. Catherine while being transported from Montego Bay to Kingston to be charged with 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of wounding with intent, and illegal possession of a firearm. Some SSL investors defrauded have not given statements to police. Months after the authorities uncovered massive fraud at investment firm Stocks at the Securities Limited, the news has been informed that only a handful of affected investors have come forward to provide statements to the police. The news was informed that less than 10 investors who have been defrauded have come forward to give statements to investigators. 40 investors were reportedly defrauded in the racket involving more than $2 billion. A senior investigator told the news that they have been encouraging investors to come forward, but with little success. Sprint legend Usain Bolt is among those who have given a statement. He was defrauded of $12 million in the case. Former wealth advisor Jean-Ann Panton is facing multiple fraud charges arising from the SSL investigations. She was remanded when she appeared in court last week. PNP President reiterates a call for constitutional arrangements when selecting President of the Republic of Jamaica. President of the People's National Party, Mark Golding, is maintaining that constitutional arrangements should be followed in choosing the President of the Republic of Jamaica. Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs and the co-chair of the Constitutional Reform Committee has announced that the committee has reached a consensus on how the president is to be selected. She says that the proposal is for the Prime Minister to nominate the president after consultation with the leader of the opposition. The decision would then require the support of 2/3 majority of both houses of parliament during a joint sitting. But the PNP wants the 2/3 majority vote to be taken separately. Addressing a meeting of the party's National Executive Council in Montego Bay on Sunday, Mr. Golding said such a role must be occupied by someone who has the full support of both the political parties. 13-year-old girl gone missing in Brownstown, last seen in market there. An alert has been activated for 13-year-old Damira Abbott of Orange Hill, Brownstown in St. Anne, who has been missing since Monday, April 24. She is of brown complexion, medium build, and about 134 centimeters or 4 feet 5 inches tall. Reports from the Brownstown police are that Damira was last seen in a pink building in the Brownstown market. Her mode of dress at the time she went missing is unknown. All efforts to locate her have so far been unsuccessful. Anyone knowing the whereabouts of Damira Abbott is being asked to contact the Brownstown police at 876-917-8589, the police 119 emergency number, or the nearest police station. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.